everybody. I'm taping this from my cell phone, and I've had a few beers, so bear with me as I try and tell this story. Cenk was talking about how his house got broken into by some guy who he thought was on bath salts. I heard the story, and I don't think he's on bath salts. And I say this because almost the exact same thing happened to me. So at my old place, I was at my old place, and I used to work third shift. And I was the only one at my house. All my roommates were still in college. I had just graduated. And they were away for spring break. And so I woke up probably about a half hour before my alarm clock went off. So it was probably like 8:30 at night. And I heard somebody coming in upstairs. I didn't think anything of it because, this is a house where college kids lived. And, people are coming and going all the time. So I just thought it was one of them. Or one of their friends or something like that. Didn't think anything of it. And I heard they were shouting upstairs, and I didn't know what that was about. I assumed that, that many of them had come in there and they were just being rowdy. Didn't care. Then I got up to go brush my teeth and get ready, and I heard, "Hey!" It sounded playful from upstairs, and I yelled back. I yelled, "Hey!" And he goes, "Hey, who's down there?" I go, "It's Steve." And I turned to my stairs, and all of a sudden this big guy comes running down, and he's got a block of knives, like where you keep your kitchen knives. He's got that tucked in his arm, and he's running down the stairs. And I realized it's this guy who I met once. And I'm not a very big guy. I'm like 5'6", and this guy's like 6'3" and over 2.5 bills. So he's huge. He's way bigger than me. And he goes, "Where's Roro?" That's my roommate's nickname. He was looking for my roommate for some reason. And I go, I'm shocked. I go, "He's not here. He's on vacation," which he was. And he goes, dude, you gotta help me. Dude, you gotta help me. There's guys with guns fucking chasing me." And I was like, guys with guns? I didn't know what to think. And I thought, I didn't know what to think of this guy. For all I know, he's a fucking degenerate who's come to rob me. That's just going through my head. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I didn't think for a minute that there were actually people with guns chasing him. I either thought, 1, he's here to kill me, 2, he's here to rob me, or 3, he's fucking crazy. And then my mind was just a whirlwind. I didn't know what to think at that point. And then I thought back earlier that day, before I went to bed, my buddy was telling me about this drug called plant food. And plant food, if you know those little trees that people grow on their desks, I don't know what they're called, but apparently a steroid that you can give them that helps them grow can be taken as a drug that makes you high or something. I don't know why you'd want to take it, because apparently it makes you go fucking crazy too. And my buddy was telling me about how he was with some guy who took it one time, and the guy started like peeking outside the window because he thought there were people watching him. And some guy 2 towns over, just a week earlier, shot a hole through his car window because he thought there was a werewolf in it. So it makes you fucking crazy. And so my mind finally jumped to that. I was like, oh god, this guy's probably on plant food. And so I go to him. I don't know how. I'm trying to get this guy out of my house without him hurting me. So I go, and I thought to myself, I didn't have shoes on. I go, I'll tell you what, I'll put some shoes on, and then I'll join you. He goes, "Okay, man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about these guys here." Apologizing for bringing the imaginary gunman here. He puts a block of knives down, runs outside. I go in my room, lock the door, call the cops. And it rings a couple of times. I get this lady. She's like, 911, what's your emergency? And I'm just like, lady, some guy just broke into my house. He's fucking crazy. He had knives in his hands. And she goes, "Okay. Do you know this man?" I'm like, "No. Met him once. Don't know his name." "Well, what's he look like?" And I'm, describing his dimensions. She asked like 50 fucking questions. And just in this, monotone voice. And I'm like, lady. I'm thinking to myself, lady, how do you not recognize the urgency of the situation? There's a knife-wielding madman who was just in my house. For all I know, he's trying to fucking kill me. And she goes, okay, well, we'll send a dispatch. So, probably 5 minutes later, the cops show up, and they search through my house. I didn't have anything there that was incriminating towards me, so I let them in. They looked around. They looked at my backyard. Cop goes, okay, I bet this guy's on plant food. Do you know what that drug is? I was like, yeah. So they're like, okay, we'll search for him. Do you want to press charges? I didn't press charges, but I told them just to call me when they found him. And 20 minutes later, they call me and they say that they had found him in somebody else's yard, and that he had in fact overdosed on plant food, and they were pumping his stomach and bringing him to a hospital in the nearby area. So when I heard Cenk's story, that the guy who was in his backyard was looking for the cops, that made me think of plant food, because apparently when you're on that drug, you think people are chasing you. So for all I know, this crazy guy was in Cenk's house, thought there were people chasing him, and he was looking for refuge and looking for the police. So I bet he's not on bath salts, but on plant food. And hope you enjoyed that story. Thanks. Bye.